Hello and welcome to another episode of Music and Words Unite. I am your co-host Troy, and with me I have my partner and co-host Mark. How you doing, Mark?
What's up, guys?
And today we are going to be reviewing an album which is quite different than anything to date we have reviewed on this channel or even discussed. And so one of the reasons that I initially had the idea and Mark kind of jumped on to work with me on this YouTube channel is to review and discuss any kind of music, really, because we like all kinds of music. So a lot of channels, they'll kind of focus in on one genre because that's better for the algorithm. But we don't care about that. So if you like this content, feel free to like, comment, share, because we might not get a lot of algorithm help, to get exposure. Because it's not like we're trying to make any money off from this. We're definitely not really, because we don't expect to get this is just a hobby, something we do for fun, right? But at the same time, it would be nice to build a community. And the only way you could do that is if you have some viewers, right? So, that being said, we're going to be talking about an album. I don't know if you can see this here. This album is called Urban Animal by Claude VonStroke. And right there, you can see this is Claude VonStroke's signature. So I got this signed by Claude. And his actual real name is Barclay Crenshaw, which is also an interesting name. But
hmm
yeah, so let's talk about it. So, Mark, before we get into the review of the album, you had never heard this album before, right?
I have not now.
Okay. And so this is an album I've heard a million times. So it's one of those episodes where one of us has heard it a bunch of times, the other one hasn't. Those are always quite interesting.
hmm
And I think a lot of times they're interesting because when you've heard something so much, you're so familiar with it that when somebody first listens to it, you're like, and this doesn't always happen because we just recorded another episode where we reversed this for the Gentle Giant album, and overall, I liked it a lot on first two listens, to be honest with you. But sometimes, without the repeat listens, it's hard to really get into something. And two, there's also some nostalgia for some things, which you can't replicate if you're not nostalgic about that thing. You know what I mean? Now, this one is not nostalgic for me. I just like it. But so anyway, so let's talk about this. So Claude VonStroke, who the heck is this? Well, Claude VonStroke, his name is Barclay Crenshaw. He's an American house producer based in Los Angeles, and he owned and I think he actually sold that record label called Dirty Bird Records. But he was the founder of a record label called Dirty Bird, and it was based in San Francisco. And back in the and late 2000s, I was a big fan of his label, of Claude VonStroke, all the producers on his label, and I would go watch them perform live, and they would go and they would play a mix of their own music plus other people's music in a similar genre, basically when they would DJ it. And this style of music is there's a couple different styles that you hear on Urban Animal, but overall, the style that Claude VonStroke kind of made famous is a mix of something called tech house, which he didn't make tech house famous, but he also incorporated something called, at least that's what they used to call it back then, hyphy music. And it's kind of a mix of funk, hip hop, and house together. So there's like a lot of funk elements to it, like funk grooves, funk bass lines. Like I'm talking about like 70s funk influence in the house music and some hip hop influence. So that's something that if you're out there and you do listen to this record, you'll probably hear some of that weaved in throughout. So Mark, give me we'll do a kind of a track by track. We'll kind of go through what you thought about certain tracks and some of your favorites and stuff like that. But yeah, what was your oh, by the way, Mark, I gave Mark a few songs to listen to that came out prior to this album to give him the context of like what this guy's career was like before this album, because this album is a little different than some of his earlier music. So some of the songs on here. So yeah, Mark, give me your thoughts. Anything you want to say just to kick it off.
Um, I mean, I kind of knew what I was getting into because I'm familiar with house music and
Okay.
regular like techno and dance music, and I hate this term. IDM
Okay.
is a genre I listen to a lot, like Aphex
Okay.
Twin
Oh, I see. Okay.
and like Boards of Canada stuff like that. Um, So this is like, it's in the same universe
Okay.
part, like per se. Um, but it also has like the elements of like that Detroit and Chicago house style in there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, this is like right up my alley.
Okay, cool, cool.
Yeah, I love this kind of stuff,
Yeah.
man.
So I gave you let's talk about a few songs that I gave you before this one, actually. And one of them is called Who's Afraid of Detroit?
That was great. Yeah.
Okay. So this song is his most famous song. Okay. This is the song that put him on the map, basically. Who's Afraid of
Mm-hmm.
Detroit? I'll play a clip from it. Oh my God. The pad, like there's a pad synth that just repeats the whole thing. That one right there. Oh, it's such
Mm-hmm.
like a cool mood, right? And then when the bass line comes in, and Claude has this thing where he uses vocal samples.
Yeah.
He uses like these weird things. They're like little
Yeah.
funk kind of things he throws in there, you know?
Yeah. What was
Um,
the one song I listened to had it like a bunch. Oh, Barump.
oh
It was on the
yes.
it was on the EP.
Okay, gotcha.
Just it'll just intermittently go Barump.
So anyway, so basically this is I'll play a clip. This is Who's Afraid of Detroit. It's a very famous house track. So you can see it's like minimalistic and sparse, but like really funky and groovy. And that was the Claude VonStroke sound basically that he made, right?
Mm.
And then he started doing these really quirky songs. And what I mean by that is I'll give you a song called Deep Throat, which trust me is actually it's not rated X or anything. Um, you'll see why it's called Deep Throat in a second. And this is all from his first album, like these tracks. Who's Afraid of Detroit, Deep Throat, there's some songs here. So 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 check this out. Okay, here we go. Who fixes that? So, anyway, you get the point. Who was thinking of this? He's just different. His brain works a little bit different, is what I'm saying. So that attracted me right away. So, because I love funk music and I like good house music, and then I like quirky things. So you're just kind of like mixing in things I like into a pot, you know? So that's one thing I got in
Mhm.
there. So the first song on the album is called Urban Animal. What did you think of this song? I'll play it in the background a little bit. What did you think of this song, Mark?
Hold on, let me see. Oh yeah, this is just like a standard ass like good house song.
Mm-hmm.
Has like a
Yeah.
nice like clapping beat in the background. Not
Yeah.
to foreshadow there, but
Right. Right.
um,
Right.
this is just like solid, good listening like techno with headphones. Like it just sounds
Hmm.
great.
Yeah. I'll play a clip of this. Okay. Man, it does kind of bring back memories too. I'm not gonna lie, but anyway. Anyway, so this is Urban Animal. This song opens the album. Interestingly enough, the vinyl does not open with this song.
What song does it open with?
It opens with Can't Wait,
Really?
which I freaking love that song. Can't Wait.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Um, the vinyl opens with Can't Wait. Yep. So an interesting choice to separate those two. So yeah, so Urban Animal, I mean, my thoughts about I love this track. I mean, you pretty much gave your thoughts about it. You seem to like it. Why don't we move on to the clapping track? Yeah, tell me your thoughts about this one.
I mean, I love the part where it sounds like a million people clapping at one time.
Okay.
And I was kind of hoping
Gotcha.
that they would like do it again, but it only happens once, unfortunately.
You have to re-listen to it. That's the key.
Yeah, that's the key. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
This part?
yeah.
It has this organ that just goes "Bah, bah, bah." It's like really in your face. Yeah. Then they bring in the percussion. I mean, this guy, if you just want to put some music on and just listen to and like even when if you're doing something else, like in the background, it'll like make you dance, it'll make you happy, you know what I mean? Like this is and of course you can listen to it without being distracted, but either like I listen to this, I've heard it a million times, right? But the other day I listened to it with my headphones on because I hadn't heard this album in a long time. And I listened to my headphones on just taking a walk outside, and I listened to the whole album straight through for a walk, and I was just grooving the whole walk. You know, it was a really nice walk. So anyway, so yeah, Claude VonStroke clapping track. So you like that part? Any other thoughts about this song?
I just
Besides
want to
the,
say that
yeah,
this album. Are you familiar with DJ Shadow at all?
yeah, I am, yeah.
Okay, so this album reminds me a lot of DJ Shadow.
Okay,
Besides, the only major difference is that DJ Shadow uses a lot of hip hop samples. In this,
okay,
it seems like Claude VonStroke uses more like reggaeton and Latin beats. Um,
okay. I hadn't
that's
thought
one of
about
the
that actually, but okay,
that's the distinguishing thing that I hear. But
okay,
it reminds me of DJ Shadow.
okay, cool. The next one I'm gonna start off with, and then I'm gonna ask you your opinion. But I'm gonna tell a story first, okay? So when this song came out, um, let me see what year would this song came out. I'm trying to remember where
2013.
is it? Yes, okay, 2013. Yep. When this song came out, I saw him on this tour when he first released this album in Philadelphia, and I remember going to this show, you know, and he dropped this song. And I have seen him and a bunch of other house music and electronic music DJs. Like in my past, I used to go to a lot of shows and stuff like that when I was younger. I gotta be honest with you. This song was one of the sickest sounding songs I've ever heard in my life live, like on a dance floor. It absolutely destroyed the dance floor. Like the way that the bass sounded in the system on the dance floor, I had never heard this song before because I think actually this tour, this is before the album came out. So this is sometimes when before the album comes out, they'll drop like a new song or whatever. So this was new, I think, when I saw it. And I was like, everyone was looking around like, what the fuck is this? It was like, right. That was like the reaction, like, what am I listening to? But it sounds so sick, like on the dance
Mm.
floor, you know what I mean? And so before I play a clip of it, what did you think of this song?
I mean, it's one of the highlights of the album.
Okay. Glad you
Like
agree.
the like silly like deep vocals like interspliced throughout.
Right, right.
I mean, the name
Right.
of it is like great. It's great slash very frustrating.
Oh my
Uh,
God.
dude.
So I mean, it's just like it's absurd stuff he's does. You know what I'm saying? Um, but okay, if this is what's interesting about it. If you just listen to the groove he's building for the beginning before it all comes in, right? This is what I mean. So he's got this the bass line. Then he's like adding little sparse things in, you know,
Yeah. Hmm.
but it keeps repeating through the whole song, and it kind of trains your brain, like, okay, this is what the groove is, and it just builds, you know. Then it just adds more right now. When it comes to the drop, okay. I heard this on the dance floor, like loud as fuck. All this stuff. Everyone's looking around. Keep it together, baby. But when it comes in, it sounds crazy. The bass, like on the subs. There you go. I mean, the walls were shaking like for
Oh, I
this
bet.
shit. It was crazy. And then the cool thing about this track, the cool thing is where he starts playing with the filters on the organ. So let me show you on the synth. You can hear him opening up the filter. Like early on, that's not present. It's just like a muffled bit of it. So anyway, this track is a highlight. This track is a fucking banger. If you have
Yeah.
a system or headphones with good bass, or your car has good bass, or whatever you got, drop this track, play it loud as shit, and just dance away by yourself or whatever. Okay. I played this with my daughter. She's 3.5. One time in my basement, I have a good set audio system in my basement. And I don't know if she knew what was going on because she's never even heard this kind of music, but she was just dancing like crazy to this. So anyway, the point is like first listen for her, she was going wild. So anyway, all right, cool. The next song is Sugar and Cinnamon. What did you think of this song?
Um, to be honest, my
Mm-hmm.
first impression of the three songs with vocals, there
Mm-hmm.
weren't they weren't my favorite.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
um,
That's fair.
but like subsequent listen with headphones on, they sound
Mm-hmm.
a lot better.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
but I mean, this song, like, I mean, minus like the vocal parts, I really like it. But it's just like it's just like the kind of music that just doesn't need vocals. I think it does enough without
Mm-hmm.
them. Um,
Sure. That's fair.
that's just my opinion though, because like
Well,
again,
that's why I
like I
brought you on, Mark. I want your opinion. You know
exactly, yeah.
what I mean?
Like I'm not saying I dislike them by any means. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
saying it's just like it's just kind of like it's distracting almost, like
Okay.
just that's just my opinion.
For me, this is like a second tier song on the album, kind of like we were
Yeah.
talking about with the other one.
Hmm.
But I do like, to be clear, this is an album where I like every song. Kind of like the our Gentle Giant conversation.
You didn't
Um,
like every song on that
no, I
album.
mean, but you told me that you liked every
Oh,
song,
oh, right,
but
yeah.
it was like tiers. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So this is a second tier song, but I really like it. And in fact, if anybody out there is familiar with the song "Nasty Girl" by Vanity Six, which was written by Prince, I want you to listen to this groove. It's literally the same groove. Okay. So anyway, um, so that first time I heard that, I'm like, oh, it's like Claude VonStroke doing "Nasty Girl." I'm in. So anyway, no, but the lyric, I would agree. The words don't. I don't think the words really make the song any better. So
No.
it's I mean, so you could do it without the words and maybe add a little bit more instrumentation or whatever, and it would be just as good or even better. But it doesn't bother me either. I'm used to it, so
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. All right, we can move on to the next one then, which is the bridge. So yeah, what did you think of this song?
Yeah, it's good. It
Okay.
has like the cool like organ part in the middle with the like repeating voice, like very it seems like it's a very common thing in his music is like the like repeating voice samples over and over, like
Yes.
he's big on repetition, which I like. I'm a big guy.
Right.
I'm a repetition
Right.
guy. Um this is another good track. Like it's like I don't think it's as strong as like the other ones that we've listened to so far.
Yeah.
Um like I think Urban Animal, Can't Wait, Dude, those are probably the three best on the album.
Okay.
My opinion,
Yeah.
my three favorite.
Okay.
But this would be like like middle of the road, I think.
Okay. I'm gonna
Yeah.
play a clip from it real quick. he's using 808s, so it's just like a hip hop thing. It's a nice groover because it has a really like a dark organ sound with like a hip hop beat and then some fun kind of samples looped and stuff like that. So it's a nice kind of groovy track. It's not a
It,
track that's like a classic Claude VonStroke track, but it's a nice album groover, I would call
yeah,
it, basically.
the
Yeah.
the organ sound reminds me of "In the House of the Rising Sun" by the Animals.
Okay.
It sounds like
Good.
very similar.
Good reference. Good reference.
Good song.
The next one is the Oakland Rope, which has like a UK rapper on it.
Yeah, Fox and Pie.
Yes. Oh, I'd never heard of before or after this. Listen to this, but to be fair to Fox, to be fair. But yeah, what did you think of this one?
Again, music was awesome. I enjoyed it
Okay.
a lot.
Okay.
Just didn't need the vocals on it, I think.
Gotcha.
It's just like you said, it doesn't take away from it, but it doesn't necessarily add anything to it. It's kind of just there. And
Right.
I'm like
Yeah.
kind of expending energy to like try to not hear it, to hear the music instead.
Right.
But
Gotcha.
like the music
Yeah.
on this song is excellent though. Like
Yeah.
great. Like
I'll play a
really,
clip of it. Yeah.
really good, man.
Has a cool dark vibe to it.
Mm-hmm.
Business, you do permission. By here, ass without the tear, standing cause of deer. Middle finger pose, mount office wear. Mind without a tear, I no shed no tear. As the eye walk, moving through the dark, I no put no fear. See from where we walk, cater where the dark.
Anyway, it has like a drum and bass groove.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And then with some kind of dark. So the reason that I pointed his other music out before this one, because his albums before this were all very much like more straight ahead. What, but his version of straight ahead, like the Who's Afraid of Detroit and the vocal chords, like more straight house music, but just his version. This is the album where he started branching out into doing drum and bass grooves with rappers and so that's why I didn't want to give like I said, I should give Mark some other songs so he understands like all of his music isn't like this. This was a little bit more experimental. This is him trying to like branch out outside of just being a house tech
Mm-hmm.
house person. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I would say it has varying results. Like for me, this is a cool album. I would call this an album groover. When I'm walking around, I'm listening to it, I'm grooving, but it's not a song where I go, "Oh my God, you got to hear this song." It's not like
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? It's more just like when I'm listening to it in the album flow, I keep it on, I groove to it. But it's not a song where I go, "You got to listen to this Claude VonStroke song." It's not like that. Like for me, like "Dude" is one of them, or "Can't
Oh,
Wait," or
okay.
like yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
"Can't Wait" is another one. I have a story about "Can't Wait." So the "Lay It Down."
Lay down,
Let's play a clip.
down, down, lay
This is a good one,
down,
Jam.
lay it down, lay.
This is like I would call this track a the little bass line he has going here is one of the staple sounds of his music, where it
Yeah.
sounds like it's bouncing. It goes boom, 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 boom. It has
And
like
this
this
is
kind of yeah.
this
Go
is
ahead.
by far the most repetitious song on the album too, and it's
Yeah.
almost 7 minutes long too.
Yep.
So
It's yeah. Go
if
ahead.
you're a fan of repetition, this is a song for you because it
Yeah.
goes on.
Remember I said I'm walking around, I'm in the groove, I'm
Hmm.
having a good time.
Right.
The groove, I wanted that groove to go on for 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Because I'm just like, you know what I mean? That's like, it's the type of music that it's really
Yeah.
just the mindset you have to be in to listen to it. But this song is really good. It's really has a lot of funk elements to it. I'll play a little bit.
It down, it lay it down, it lay it down, it lay it down, lay it down, it lay
Like,
down.
this is stuff if you play on a dance floor, like with this kind of crowd who likes this kind of music, it does really well because it's very
Hmm.
repetitious. It has that funky groove. He keeps adding more percussion, and people are just dancing like crazy, having a good time. Like this kind of music, especially like these types of tracks, I don't think are meant to be listened to in the same way that you would listen to a Gentle Giant record because we just recorded an episode on that. You know what I mean? Like that is, I sit down there, I'm focusing on like, okay, the music, the instrumentation, the mix, and I'm like, I got a 4 minute song where there's 50 parts in it.
Mm.
This is like, I'm walking around, I'm
Yeah.
dancing around, I'm having a good time, I'm in the groove. It's totally different listening style. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
All right. There is another track here. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This is Plasma Jelly. This is like what did you before I give my opinion, what did you think of this?
So I really like this track a lot. It
Okay.
actually has the
Okay.
least amount of plays on Spotify, which is kind of strange. But um this one's great. This is like a very solid like electronic song. I like
Okay.
how it has like the almost like computer sounding like blips and bloops in there, you know?
Right. Right.
So did you play when you were younger, did you play Mario Paint on Super Nintendo?
Yes.
So like those blips and bloops kind of remind me of like the music from that game. Like it's very
Okay.
similar. So I don't know if that might have been a bias why I like the track more because it was like a nostalgia thing.
I
But
see.
it was just like I was grooving with this track when I heard it. So
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So I'll play put my say it. There's the blips and bloops I hear.
yeah. So do me a favor real quick.
Yeah.
Can you go to YouTube and play the Mario Paint BGM2 music for me real quick, just so I can
Okay.
show you that I'm not autistic or maybe autistic.
BGM, not VGM. But
BGM, yeah.
yeah, BGM.
So just play that and you'll understand what I'm talking
All
about.
right, gotcha. I hear it. I hear it. Yeah, I hear it. Let's go back to it. There you go. Okay, gotcha. So there's a re-smoked. There's a what's on the vinyl? Re-smoked is what's on the vinyl, actually. Let me check this out. See what the difference is. Can't remember. Oh, this is like the house version of that track, basically. Anyway, okay, it's similar. All right, so the last track on the album is Can't Wait. So why don't you tell me your thoughts about this one?
This is probably my favorite track on the album.
Yeah.
Mostly because every once in a while you hear okay.
Yeah.
And all I could think of was the freaking meme the whole time I've listened to this song. So it's just like this song's awesome, but it's just like it's just got a nice solid groove in there. It's got those nice little repetitious parts.
Yeah.
It's just like a solid like this is one track on this album that I could definitely listen to anytime. Just put it right on, you know.
Yeah.
Not even
yeah.
think anything about it.
This song is a little bit nostalgic for me, but recent nostalgia.
Okay.
So when my daughter was young, not a newborn, but like when she was younger, she had she's 3.5 now, so I'm talking about like a couple years ago, maybe around 1, stuff like that, 1 to 2 era. She had a hard time sleeping unless someone like rocked her or things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I used to do is I used to just dance with her to music. So I would put her in my arms and I just put some music on and I would dance with her and then she would fall asleep and then, I put her in the crib and stuff like that. And that was kind of a fun thing to do because it's not boring for me. I just get to dance around and hang out with my daughter and stuff. But through that, this is one of the tracks that was one of the on my playlist to dance with my daughter. Every single time this came up, like this was on that playlist. And by the end of it, like by dancing for 8 minutes to this song, a lot of times she would be passed out,
Yeah.
And so it has a lot of good memories for me, this song. But the reason I put it on the playlist is because I love this song, actually. So that's one of the reasons, this is a highlight. This is a top tier Claude VonStroke song. It's not goofy like some of the other good
Yeah,
Claude.
exactly. It's like very
Yeah.
straightforward and solid.
Yeah. He has actually quite a bit of songs like this in his repertoire that are like Can't Wait. It's just that a lot of the ones that are more famous are more of the goofy ones because that's what stands out to people, I guess. Like Dude is goofy, but I love that track, you know what I mean?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but Can't Wait is a grooving, let's call it a hypnotic type of vibe, you know? And the groove just builds and builds and builds. And that bass line, it goes doo 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 doo. It's so good. Let me see if I can get to that bass line.
Can't wait. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, there's a cool part in the middle that.
Okay.
Okay. This part. This part. And then it like drops out. Anyway, so this is Can't Wait. This is like a classic, a banger. This is like a S tier song on this album, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically, yeah. So if I guess my summary is, you know, this is of this style of music, this it's not like every song I think is the best Claude VonStroke song or anything like that. I mean, there are songs that are to me are like second tier songs, but it's an album where I put it on and I can listen to the whole thing. I'm walking around, I'm hanging out, you know what I mean? Or I'm just listening to my basement. I can listen to the whole thing straight through. I like all the songs, but some of the songs are like top tier songs for me. Can't Wait is one of them. Dude is another. Urban Animals another. The clapping track I really like. And then some of the other songs are the second tier songs, but that I could like the bridge is cool.
I'm in the same boat. Those four
Yeah.
that you named are definitely my
Yeah.
four favorite on the album.
Yeah. So if
I do
you
like Plasma Jelly a lot too, though. So.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, so overall, you know, this is for me like a highly rated album of this genre. In fact, you don't really get, at least I could be wrong, but you don't really get a lot of albums in this kind of genre. Like you get a lot of just singles from DJs or producers, right? And then some of the people that are prolific and you know, they put together albums, right? And this is one of them. And if you check this out, if you can see this little this is like the song Dude, when that single dropped, this is what it looked like. This was basically the single, the art for that single. So anyway, yeah, that's our review of Claude VonStroke Urban Animal. Overall, Mark, it sounds like you enjoyed it. Some of the songs you really enjoyed. Some of the songs were like a second tier. I would say the same thing for me. And if you're curious about, maybe you could be out there and you've maybe watched our other episodes about Smashing Pumpkins or Dream Theater or whatever, right? And you're like, I've never heard this kind of music, or I don't even want to hear it. You know, maybe check out Can't Wait, right? As a starting point.
Yeah.
Just put it on, right? That might be a good intro because it's a highlight of the album. And that might lead you to other songs by Claude VonStroke that you like that are not on this album, but because he has other ones. Like there's a song called Andy that I think I gave you that one actually. Let me show you. Let me show you an example of that. So like Andy is an album. Andy or Andy? It reads like Andy, but maybe it's Andy. I could be pronouncing it wrong. But anyway,
Could be.
let me play a clip. It's kind of like Can't Wait. It's
I mean,
like
this is just way more house for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Claude VonStroke has tracks like this, which are more hypnotic house tracks. He has goofy tracks. He has a mix of a lot of stuff, but they all have this funk element to it, which I really like in the bass line. So highly recommend Claude VonStroke's music if you want, if you like this style of music or you're curious about it, um, listening to it, check it out. Let us know what you think. Leave a like if you liked the episode. Leave a comment if you hated it, if you loved it, if you're confused. Either way, it helps the channel because it looks like people are engaging if you hate it. So anyway, so basically, I actually learned that, Mark, that if you thumbs down a channel, it actually drives the algorithm.
Oh,
People think if you thumbs down a channel, it's going to like remove it from the algorithm. It's the opposite. Like I believe that the algorithm works like it goes by engagement. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad. So it's a
come on,
very
guys,
interesting.
get those thumbs down out.
Yeah. So there you go. But anyway, and we started a Discord channel. So if you want to come in and yell at us and tell us how much you hated this Club Unstroke record, I'm just kidding. Hopefully you won't hate it. But anyway, or talk about anything with us, any style of music. There's going to be different genres in there. It's all free. There's everything is free that we do. Nothing costs any money. We don't have a Patreon, nothing like that. We just love talking about music. We kind of wanted to build like a book club, but for music kind of environment, right? So that's what we're trying to do. So join the Discord. The link should be in the description of this video, and come join the discussion and make some requests. And by the way, if you do like this content and you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe because it definitely helps the channel. And also, there might be other videos that you like of ours. Who knows? Maybe. So anyway,
Also,
yeah.
if you guys have any requests at all, we'll listen to any music that you request. We'll listen to country, we'll listen to metal, we'll listen to any type of rock, anything you want, video game music, whatever. Just give us requests for what you want us to listen to, and we'll do it.
Right. Otherwise, you're purely subjected to whatever we want, which who knows? Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna get Gentle
Right.
Giant in one episode, and then God knows what else in the next.
Right. So there you go. Okay. All right. Well, thanks again for another good episode, Mark. And thanks if you're still listening to this. Thank you. And we'll see you next time.